Good night to everyone. You ready? You really ready?
Because we ready for them. Let them know we ready for them. Don't tell them so. That's how we feed them. Let them know. Because them ready.
I want to thank the people of Labour for being here tonight in your thousands. Somebody said millions, soon to be millions maybe. Why? I want to make it clear that as of tonight, we are different. We are international. People all over the world, they are seeing us crisp and clear. It's Labour's thing as we ready ourselves for government headquarters in Church Street. Because there is no stopping us now. We don't care how much Timo cry to the Governor General today. We don't care how much snot come out of his nose. We say to you, Timo, your time is up. Get out! And we will not rest until Timo is out of government headquarters. My dear people, we are here to ensure that the people of constituency number 2 are part of the winning team in this election. And so the people of Pine Gardens, the people of Shadwell generally, the people of East Bastia, you are reminded that we shall not go into government without Marsha Henderson of constituency number 2. Marsha, she is the person who has been passed the baton from the member before her, Marcella Althea Liebert. We want to make it clear that Labour has done this thing right. We have passed the baton from one woman to another woman. One powerful lady to another powerful lady in the person of Marsha. One lawyer who has been the defender of people to another lawyer who is our defender of young women and men in particular. And that is why we know that she will succeed. Whereas the others were picking up people late, almost the 11th hour. We have already in Labour gone through the process of succession in constituency number 2. And Marsha is the person who has been identified by the people to represent them in constituency number 2. And so tonight, I, Denzil Llewellyn Douglas, DLD, I submit that Marsha is the favorite person. She is the best of all 3 who will be contesting against her. 2 who will be contesting against her. And we want, therefore, the votes of Marcella to be transferred over to Marsha, and thus give her the victory on election day. My dear people, we want to make it absolutely clear that Marsha will join with the others and will be in the parliament. We know that over the last few hours, Timothy Harris has been trying to negotiate for more time. But there is no more time. His interpretation of the appropriate constitutional order will not prevail at all in this country. He has been given 90 days by our constitution after the dissolution of the parliament to have a general election. Not to merely call the election, but to have the general election conducted. Timo today was trying to say that he has 90 days from the closure of the parliament to come back to the people and specifically issue writs that indicate that the election date will fall sometime in another 90 days. That is bulls. You understand? And let it be very clear from this platform tonight. If that is what he thinks he can do here in St. Kitts-Nevis, it means that we will never come off the streets here in this country. And that is why it is important that tomorrow you march with us. March with the people of St. Kitts-Nevis generally. March with your friends, your family. March with those from St. Kitts and from Nevis. March with those who believe that democracy must be made alive and send a very clear signal to Timothy Harris that his time is up and it is time for him to go. My dear people, constituency number 6, we are here tonight. We always support constituency number 2. This is no different, my dear people. Constituency number 6, it is ready to do battle with anybody, anytime. They ain't got more supporters than us in number 6. They ain't got more paint than us either. We're ready for them. No matter how much paint they have, we have more paint than them. No matter how many brushes they have, we have more brushes than them. No matter how many people they have, we have more people than them. We are number 6. We are class separate from others. And that is why I wonder why Marco want to go and pay people to paint up number 6. The other day, on Friday last week, I met Jumbi, you know, the famous Jumbi of Lake Bay. Met her outside National Bank. She said, Doggy, where Marco go? Where Marco go? Mark know what he doing? I said, maybe he know what he doing. wonder where he really come from. I said, you ever heard of Marco Polo? She said, Marco Polo in China. Even Jumbie, I laugh off of Mark. Where Marco go? Mark can't see or what? He said nothing happened in number 6 for 20 years. He said nothing at all happened in number 6 for 20 years, so he can't see. Because, you see, my dear people, when you look at the transformation of constituency number 6, only a blind man who can see. And so Mark needs an eye transplantation. Who was it that created the opportunity for number 6 to develop and thrive? After 15 years of neglect by Pam. You all remember what Pam said? They will build a fence across and around constituency number 6. Build the wall so high that they can't climb out. No gates, they say, will be built to that fence. And we will throw in every 2 days grass inside there for them to eat. And Marco Polo from China said nothing at all happened in number 6 for 20
Good night,
years.
comrades. If you have tuned in for the first time, you have tuned into the Kitts-Nevis Labour Party meeting in Shadwell Pines Garden, and that is in Central Bastia in support of our candidate, Marsha Henderson. So far, we have heard from Kenny Douglas of Sandy Point, Samuel Douglas of Old Road, Conwys Maynard from West Bastia, Dr. Jeffrey Hanley from East Bastia, and we are now hearing from the Right Honourable Dr. Denzil Douglas from St. Paul's. And then we will hear from the candidate for the area, Miss Marsha Henderson. And then, of course, our comrade leader, Dr. Terrence Joe. So let me switch back over to Master Control. But remember to like and share one more time.
Was in fact the chairman of the Whitegate Development Corporation. That was the vehicle we created to transition and transform and bring about permanent change. Not only in the physical infrastructure, but in the human capital there in constituency number 6. So if Marco Polo forgot it was his own daddy, if he forgot that he was the director of the fisheries department, and so, if the fisheries building down in the Bay for the last 7 years ain't got no roof, where he ain't know it, he's supposed to put it on. How Douglas getting that? So, not only an eye transplant, a tongue transplant, but he want a brain transplant as well. My dear people, number 6 will continue to be strongly supportive of Labour because their lives have been transformed. Housing, not even one house was built down there in 15 years of PAM administration. Hundreds, if not thousands, have now been built down there. The people work the land for the planters for generations. Today, they own those lands. The infrastructural development will continue because we are saying the last 7 years under this Timothy administration, has been wasted years for the people of constituency number 6. And we say it will be better because it is always better with Labour. And Labour going to get back inside here. Look at the sporting facilities built. Look at the new schools. One of the things that really upset me is when Marco Polo said that I built a half new school down in Sadlers. How could people be so distasteful? How could they be so wicked? How could they be so hypocritical? Thousands of young students from Sadlers, Tabernacle, etc., St. Paul's, Deep Bay, Parsons, have passed through that secondary school in Sadlers. Proud graduates. That school was able to rival the Washington Archibald High School, which was number 1, and they were number 2. And Mark, with his forwardness, said that they are attending a half a school with his forwardness and out of order. Hey, young people, the man is out of order, and he needs to be put in his place. A half a school. How could he call the most modern high school in the OECS, built by the support of World Bank, a half a school with his forwardness? You understand? And that is why I'm saying you all must know exactly what to do on election day. I don't care how long they take to call it. It must come, and we must teach him a damn lesson in his, I see my way to so I gotta take it easy. You understand? He has to be taught a lesson. Look at Kittish Hill. 3 hotels, all closed down by Timothy Harris because he grudged the people from number 6. Ramada Hotel, look at it. Big job fair Saturday or Sunday, or you make sure you go. You understand? And I am saying to you, therefore, that transformation has taken place in number 6. And it will continue, and it will be better, because it is always better with Labour. My dear people, it is going to be important that we understand that it must have been something that tied Mark to Timothy Harris. And the question continues to be, what is it? Is it greed? Is it greed? Was he paid anything? And if he was paid, how much was it? Because how can a young, expected to be brilliant young man could be caught in the web of Timothy Harris? Everybody rejecting Timothy Harris. His own colleagues in his own cabinet fired him. His colleagues around the Caribbean don't want to have nothing to do with him. They say he's too greedy and selfish. So how come Marco Polo is attached to him? Is it greed? What is it, is the question that young people are asked. And if he get money, is it 10 million that he got that he asked for? How much did he get? And so, we must know that this is not a person who is interested in the people's welfare, but it is own welfare there in that constituency. My dear people, what is it that is going to happen to St. Kitts-Nevis with a new Labour administration. The economy is going to thrive again. Small business development will be the main thrust of our new economic development policies. We shall create jobs. One of the things that's really lacking in St. Kitts-Nevis today is jobs. You meet a group of young men. Just before I came here from St. Paul's, a group of young men, no less than 8 of them, outside my house waiting on me. What is the refrain? Boss, nothing to do, nothing to go on. Jobs! Labor will put this country back to work. And the people are saying we ain't want no $400 from the peace program. We want jobs. We want to learn how to work. We want to develop skills. That's what they want. Jobs. That's what Labour will deliver again to the people, the young people of St. Kitts and Nevis. We will make sure that we invest in our human resources. Right now, in number 6, every single family has already had a graduate, a tertiary level education. And that is what we set out to do. The more educated our people are, the better the capacity to work, be more productive, understand the importance of hard work, and getting what they want from working. More educated people will thrive better and will move our great country forward and upward. We opened universities around the world. Cuba, Venezuela, Mexico, Taiwan. We opened the doors of universities in those countries, providing our young people the opportunities. It was just on Sadler's on Friday. I gave 2 donations to the 2 top students down there. Top boy, top girl. I gave them a certificate each. But I also gave each a check for $500. And I said, I am doing this not because I am being political, but if bad men can get $500 for being bad, why your child who is excelling at primary school can get $500 to be deposited in his account so that he understands what it means to be responsible in finances? Why? That's what we need to do. We will make sure that peace and stability continues in our country. We will continue to lower the taxation. Corporate tax will be lowered. The VAT will be removed from 17% to 13% because it was 17% agreed by Timothy Harris himself as the Minister of Finance when it was introduced. And now we have paid our debt down. It can be reduced from 17 to 13%. Labour will do that for our people and our businessmen. Labour will make sure that the minimum wage can remain at $3.60. Imagine that. There's a 10% increase for the wages of public servants starting a month or so ago, but nothing at all for women in the factories, women in the restaurants, women working their butts off in people's homes. Still $300 and $360 per week. Labour says the time has come. As soon as we get into office, it must be raised to $500 every single week. We have a lot of our young people who went off to study. They are saying to us that on return, they are worse off than when they went because they have to pay their loans, student loans, with high interest rates. And we are saying, no, that can't be right. We want them to be better off. And so we will give them a tuition assistance, those who are now studying, a tuition assistance of $25,000 to ease the burdens. And we shall also have debt forgiveness on some of those loans. My dear people, it is a very, very simple formula that we are following. If people on the peace are borrowing money for 4% interest, then why can't students get their loans at 4% interest as well? And so I say finally that we will create no less than 5,000 new jobs. We will construct a highway from the west of Bastille outside the airport all the way down to Capistair. We will have another housing revolution, no less than 2,000 houses to be built in 5 years. We will have no less than 2 major hotels built during the 5 years. I have already spoken to 2 sheikhs last week, Saturday, from Dubai. They are waiting for Labour to win. The Bastille High School, that will be built, and all of our high schools deserving will also be renovated. Those are jobs being created for our people. Technology, creativity will be at the cutting edge for this new high school. And so finally I say, let us march tomorrow. Let us be fearless. Let us not worry about what they say. Let us worry about what it is they are trying to deprive us of, and that is a caring Labour government. I give each and every one of you here my commitment that we as a team, the A-team, led by Dr. Terence Drew, will deliver to you, the people, a new caring Labour government for all of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. God bless you. Good night. I love you. Thank you.